biggest takeaways on India-UK partnership from this point on? Both countries need each other, and perhaps equally, if not one needing the other more. Ambassador Ashok Sajjanhar joins me on this broadcast. Pranay Upadhyay, my colleague, stays with me on this broadcast. Ambassador Sajjanhar, your key takeaway: will Ceta ratification deliver on the trade ambitions?
Yes, thank you very much, Gaurav. That is what is definitely expected because, if you look at the contours of Ceta, of the free trade agreement that has been entered into between the two sides, I think all the adjectives, all the superlative words that have been used for this, that it's a game changer, unprecedented, I think this Ceta definitely merits that because this is the biggest trade agreement that India has ever signed with any other country. This is the biggest trade agreement that the United Kingdom has signed after it left the European Union after Brexit in 2020. You just look at some of the figures, and I'll sort of, go very quickly over them. 99% of the goods that are going from India to the United Kingdom will be free of duty, will be tariff free, no tariffs on that, no duty. 90% of the goods that are coming into India from the United Kingdom will also have no. Now, both these countries, because some of these arguments that are made that, FTAs have not done well for India. You look at ASEAN, you look at South Korea, Japan, etc. Basically, the point is that those are economies with whom India competes. This is an economy which is a complementary economy. And today we have $56 billion of bilateral trade. India has a positive balance of trade. India has a surplus balance of trade. And it is expected to increase to twice $110 billion. The other aspect is, in terms of the contents of this agreement, it's not trade in goods, it's not only trades in services, it's not IPRs only. It introduces new elements. Government procurement, which is a huge sector in India. Never, I have negotiated for India in the WTO, in the Uruguay round, later on with Thailand, with ASEAN, with EU. And I know that these are no-go areas, government procurement, environment, labor. But India has decided to go in that direction. So I am very hopeful, I'm very sanguine that the results are going to be very positive.
Okay, but should there be delays in parliamentary approval? Would it stall job creations? There are thousands projected in the UK. Pranay, market access, how quickly is this likely to be implemented, overcoming whatever domestic hurdles that may be there? What is the biggest headline in your view?
I think, Gaurav, that is the reason behind why UK Prime Minister decided to visit India ahead of the crucial union budget, which is likely to be presented in UK Parliament in November 2026, and especially after the Q1 and Q2 results, which did not come very encouragingly for the Keir Starmer government. And that's why he has come to India with a large entourage of business people. And across the spectrum of the UK economy, he's decided to come to India, the various universities. But let us try and break it down, that what did India get out of this visit? Because as UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer said, that this is a two-parter thing. So the first phase was Prime Minister Narendra Modi's July visit to United Kingdom, and now he has come to India. So in terms of the Indian gains, definitely 9 UK universities, if they are coming to India, they definitely see India as a big market, and this is certainly a gain for common people, those who aspire to study in UK universities. The education will become affordable, and especially aligning with the national education policy. Besides that, in terms of the defense and security gains, we have already mentioned about the Malib missile, the LMM, the light multi-role missiles, which India is likely to get. Besides that, the electrical propulsion system. And besides that, India and UK are also trying to collaborate on the jet engine, which is crucial part of Project Sudarshan Chakra, which Prime Minister Narendra Modi mentioned on 15th of August from the ramparts of Red
So
Fort.
Will that mean transfer of technology and not just procurement of £350 million missile deal? Ambassador Sajjanhar, also, while you're talking about them setting up universities in India, are factories also being set up in India, manufacturing shifting to India? Will that lead to more jobs and more growth in India?
No, absolutely. I think investment is a very important element of this agreement. Although, there is no upfront sort of, any value that is given like the $100 billion to the four-country EFTA deal. That is because I think both the economies, as far as EFTA countries are concerned, those are much smaller economies. So they get a much bigger market in India. But as far as the UK is concerned, it is the sixth largest economy. India is the fourth largest economy. So they're comparable in size. So I think both the markets really provide that benefit to them. Definitely, I think investments are coming. That is what Prime Minister Keir Starmer also mentioned.
So,
I
Ambassador
think
Sajjanhar, permit me to ask you one question, and especially when we
yes,
talk about
please.
defense manufacturing and transfer of technology and military hardware. Post Pokhran, when sanctions were imposed on India, India's helicopter and naval aircraft fleet that was grounded because UK and US had sanctions on India. Should that happen once again, and given the headwinds India-US relations are facing, are we to worry if we buy critical military hardware either from US or UK, it could face sanctions again in future?
No, I think we have to put the guardrails around us as far as sanctions are concerned, because and also as the Prime Minister has said that the biggest problem that we have is of dependency on others. So we have to make ourselves Atmanirbhar, particularly as far as defense is concerned, particularly as far as security is concerned. But that also cannot be done overnight. It cannot
Yes.
be that today you are importing everything and after some time you are fully self-sufficient. So it has to be a process. It has to be a step-by-step operation. And I think that is what really we are trying to do. Increasingly, we are cutting out on items which are importing from outside, manufacturing them, at home. And I think this has given us very good results. In addition to that, now we are also into the export market, defense export market.
Yes.
Not only as far as BrahMos are concerned, but I think after Op Sindoor, there'll be a demand. There is a demand for many other items from India going to the other countries.
From the
Last
radars
point,
to the artillery to ammunition, you're absolutely right. I want to quickly bring in Pranay on the aspect of fugitives from law hiding in the United Kingdom. Whether it's Vijay Mallya or Nirav Modi or the Khalistani terrorists or that extremist ideology that may get support in the name of freedom of thought in several Western countries, including in the United Kingdom. That's a major cause for concern. How does that get addressed, Pranay?
Absolutely, this remains a core concern for India, and unfortunately, this issue is long languishing in the UK court and the legal system. India is aware about the fact, and also UK Prime Minister is also aware about the fact that how much of it is a core concern for India. And interestingly, recently the British team was in India to review and assess the Arthur Road jail, which is in Mumbai, where the UK Prime Minister landed and had meeting with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So definitely we can expect a progress as far as this case is concerned, as far as the extradition of economic